Best exercise to build shape / upper central chest area.
This is your opportunity to talk to somebody that's not just working with an HRT company. You're the owner of it. And you're also dealing with coming back from surgery and a couple shoulder problems. What have we got crack-a-lacking today? Hey, today will be a great time for you guys to talk to our guy, John, CEO of Titan Medical. And the great thing about that is he's, I think of this, he's not just the hair club for men. I'm not just a client. I'm also a user. So the same kind of thing here. For CEO of Titan Medical, John, he is taking the peptides, and you can talk to him about what else he's taking as he is coming back from surgery. I think this is kind of a cool thing. He's somebody that's really utilizing the HRT to help recover and continue to get in shape.
Best exercise to build shape / upper central chest area.
I would go with the mix, obviously, of barbell press and dumbbell press on inclines. And maybe even an over-exaggeration of inclines, something even further than a basic incline that a bodybuilder would do, but I'd go even further than that. Let's bring on my big boy here. Dang. Showing the pipes and everything today. Look at that.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get back to form here. I'm feeling better and better each day. So, especially in the gym, it's my happy place. And going back to a public gym after a couple of years, it's good. I like being in the public setting, man. It motivates me. I see everybody around me, the younger guys from the older guys, so it's a good thing for sure.
I love that. I agree with you. And I go to Gold's Venice, and it's nice because I have these legends that nobody knows, these 70-year-old guys that are in there at 5 a.m, 4 a.m. with me, the old Mr. Americas, the old Mr. Universes and stuff. And the 20-year-olds don't know who they are, but the wisdom they have and the way that they train, I just watched going, okay, in 20 years, I got to be doing that. I got to be there still doing that.
Right.
And it's a great thing about the local gyms and the circle of friends that you're around.
Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely. I mean, I've never got to train in Gold's in Venice, so that'll be a treat for me, 100%. But Tampa, we've got a couple good gyms around here, and it's a highly populated fitness industry area too. There's a lot of people that live in Tampa or the surrounding areas here, and they share the same enthusiasm, I guess, but nothing like Venice Gold's because there's just so much history out of that place.
The history, I agree with you, but Matt has some great gyms out there, and
absolutely,
Matt had a powerhouse out here, and it was honestly, give or take, 100 yards from my front door, where I used to live. I had the remember in Lethal Weapon where Mel Gibson lived. Okay, so it was the location, not the property, right?
Okay, I got you.
I had the ultimate guy place in the world because I would coach judo, and because I got to be one of the senseis there, I would have one of the bungalows. So
nice.
And it was a cross between that Mel Gibson. It was like, what a location. But also like Karate Kid. Remember the back of the junkyard was the sensei's location, and it was pure and innocent and serene. So I had this location that was unreal because it was a 1900 built house in the Asian community over there, and I taught at the Japanese Institute of Satel Judo, and I'd lived there, and it was in the most amazing place because I had restaurants on the backside of me, buildings on the round, and it was just a school right in the middle, and then powerhouse there. But long story short, Matt had a great powerhouse here. Then he moved out there and he opened some powerhouses, and those gyms are badass. So big shout out to Big Matt out there.
Yeah, man. Powerhouse Gyms, Matt, Eddie, and all those guys, Johnny. Yeah, those guys. I mean, they got 2 great locations, one in Tampa and Hillsborough, and then one in Brandon, which is the brand new one. So they're doing pretty well. I'm supposed to go talk to those guys too soon. Big shout out to them, though. Yeah, their atmosphere, when they had the Powerhouse here in Channelside, literally like right down the street from where we are. I mean, there was nothing like it. You know, the people that came through there, and then the atmosphere, you know, that really does help you and motivate you, that atmosphere. I mean, I don't know, it's just something in the air, I guess, but you see these people busting butt and giving everything they got, and, you know, see the result too as well. I mean, it's motivating itself, man. You know, I don't know. It's always a good thing, you know, like I said, I've trained by myself for years and by myself, you know, with nobody around, and that's fine, but it's good to get back to a public setting. You know, could it be a little bit cleaner and stuff like that? Probably, but you know what, man? I like it old and gritty too as well. That's where I came from. It's the roots. So I got no problem with that, and I got no issue with it.
I don't mind a little nastiness in the gym. And then you guys,
that's right.
What's cool about Florida is you guys got so many of the big savages, the WWE guys, all the wrestlers, AEW, all those guys going through those gyms, and they train. You know, what I love about them is they train like savages, not just when you're 20, which for me, I see just a lot of 20-year-olds training, and then by the time they're 30, the decline.
The drop off. Yeah.
But not when it comes to those guys that are still in the business, still have the tussle. And talking about hustle and having that fight still in you to get up, put in a freaking good workout, and stay on a nutrition plan, regardless of aging coming on. How is it that you get to, or your circle, you continue to do that? You continue to strive to be better. You don't settle. So tell me that, because I opened this whole show up today saying this is your opportunity to talk to somebody that's not just working with an HRT company. You're the owner of it. And you're also dealing with coming back from surgery and a couple shoulder problems. So I think it's just so beneficial. You have so much knowledge to give because you're in the trenches.
Yeah, so, you know, for me, like I said, you know, you got to have that drive, you got to have that motivation. What motivates you is different for everybody out there. Whether it's, you know, negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement. You know, like when I was growing up, my dad was always telling me, like, if you don't start doing this, you're going to be a little shrimp your whole life, you know, all that. And like that, you know, that drives me. That you tell me I can't, I'm going to do it for sure, 100%. And I got more fuel than ever in the gas tank. And I don't care how many times you knock me down, I'm going to keep coming back for you. You know, but there's some people that get turned off by that, and positive reinforcement works better. So it's all finding what works best for you, what really motivates you. And some people say, oh, I'm not motivated by anything. Well, there's something that motivates you for sure. There's something that gets you out of bed every morning, whether it's girls, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, bobbleheads, you know, whatever it is, you know, but something's going to drive you, you know, and you want to be better is the first start of it. I think it really does start with you. There's nobody that can say, listen, you're going to get in shape, and whether you like it or not. And then, you know, at that point you're dragging them out of bed, and they're giving half-ass effort, you know, so I think that, you know, giving 100% of effort is the key thing too, as well. I mean, you know, self-motivate, self-effort. You know, for me, you know, I'm 42, coming back from another surgery. That's fine. Downtime wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be in 6 weeks. But, you know, coming back strong, right? Like, you know, I already had a game plan in place before the surgery of what I was going to do while I was on downtime, what was going to take away my mind from what I was probably going to be feeling as depression, because you know, out of the gym for 6 weeks, not able to do any activities. I mean, you know, you're talking to somebody that gets out of bed, you know, I'll bust out 50 push-ups real quick before I get back into bed. You know, that's one thing, you know. So at that point, like, it really killed me not to do anything and not to be active. You know, walking around doing my daily routine as far as that goes, but lifting anything over 30 pounds I wasn't doing. But coming back, you know, the nutrition plan, why I was off, that was one thing. The therapies obviously helped me out. You know, and peptides were part of those therapies, and peptides are leaving. So if you guys want peptide therapy, now's the time to get peptide therapy from Type Medical Center, because at that point I've been talking to pharmacies left and right about this. You know, I'm sorry to go off a little bit, but, you know, at that point, working on doing some different things, some different compounds and stuff like that. And there might be some workarounds for some of these peptides. But, I got assurances from some of the different pharmacies that peptides will be around for at least 60 to 90 days more. So at that point, you can still get your orders in. They're still going to suffice, and they're still going to service the peptides. The ink's not like finally it's written and it's fresh. But, at that point, there's a petition going around, and I want everybody to sign the petition because we need to get this to the FDA, and we need to let the FDA know that, listen, there's a lot of big benefits that come with peptide therapy. And, just with coming back from the surgery, taking BPC 157, TB 500, GHKCU, right, for skin elasticity and all that good stuff. These are some of my key healing therapies. Of course, I have IGF-1, which is going to be around after peptides, and my HRT regimen, but these were essential with me coming back better than ever. I mean, that's how I like to say it, because when I went into my surgeon, and at that point the surgeon's like, man, he's like, you're really healing pretty quick. These as far as your slices that I got, I got 2 slices. He said they're healing really nicely too as well. So, he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And so I'm like, all right, I will. That's what it is. But yeah, man, I mean, that's essential. I mean, doing that and then staying on track. A lot of people, like we've talked about before, when they have injuries, setbacks, they know they're going to be down from the gym. They just go full out blast and they start eating whatever they want at that point. You got to have some self-control. I think getting yourself on a routine is the best way to keep that, and consistency is key for anything you're doing in life, and especially with your routine and a healthy lifestyle. If you're eating consistently good all the time, you're going to feel better, just like that, right? Naturally lose weight right away. I mean, it's astonishing, like how many people still drink pop and stuff like that these days. Like, what it does, but you still drink it. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't drink any pop these days. So, I mean, I haven't for a long, long time.
Jeez.
And I like Coca-Cola products. I mean, I used to drink Crown Royal with my Coca-Cola, man. And that was everything to me. That tastes so good. But, I know what it does, and I know the setbacks. And at that point, people still do it. I mean, it is what it is. So there's self-control that comes along with it, Mike, and being able to be motivated, or have somebody motivate you, I guess. If you can pay somebody to motivate you, you got a partner that's going to motivate you, then you're getting off scot easy. But, a lot of people don't have that out there. They're like, what am I going to do? Or, they get down on themselves and they just can't get out of that hole. You got to pick yourself up and keep rocking and rolling and move forward. And any progression is good progression.
Well, I'm taking notes over here because there's 4 things that interest me on what you just talked about. One of the first things you said was how your father talked to you as a kid. And what I love is that a friend of mine is Andrew Herberman, who's a professor at Stanford, who really just works off the neurons in the body and how the body functions and how it goes through, and emotion deals with your exercise and it gets so deep into it. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, what I love about that is he talks about the studies and the facts of the father that motivates by making you do it instead of praising you, in a sense. Mm-hmm. And I love that the research on this, and we'll have him on here to talk to him about it and have him state it. But the research shows that by that self-motivation, by the encouragement to do it, mm-hmm. relative to the praise, is tenfold better. It's an amazing study he did, and I want to just go into this because I think, me being a first-time father, I'm learning how to motivate him, or give him encouragement without pulling it away, and which is crazy because my parents were the same way as yours. Mm-hmm. They were encouraging, they were supportive, they were there, but they didn't mm-hmm. praise. And I think they didn't praise because, first of all, I have 9 older brothers and sisters, and they probably got all that praising out early. Yeah. But praising to the child, and again, you guys can go check out Andrew Herberman's discussion on this. Cool. I'm just relaying what the studies, not even what he said, but the studies show that the spike for the person that gets praise shoots quickly up, and then it diminishes and falls off completely. compared
Gotcha.
to the one that pushes, motivates him, doesn't praise every little thing. The praise is the hard thing to get, and that will set up the child to be more productive and a happier kid relative to striving for that praise and then dropping off. So that's a side note for you parents. So don't feel bad if you're kind of a little tough on your kids. In my opinion, you should be.
I think you got to be.